Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking on today's video and welcome to my channel. In today's story, OP reaches out to Reddit for some comfort because her grandson suddenly showed up at her house. I honestly cannot imagine going through such a horrific situation. Luckily they're able to handle it very well and things do end on a positive note, so stay tuned for the update to find out. If you do like the story, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a thumbs up. And before we move on to the story, I just wanted to take a second and thank all of my subscribers. Thank you so much guys, you guys are amazing. For those of you that don't know, I have a personal goal of reaching 1000 subscribers and guys, I am so effing close, like it just blows my mind. Anyways, if you'd like to support me and you like my content, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. Anyways, thank you so much for your time and onto the story. My daughter disowned my grandson. Well, I am furious. This morning, my 16-year-old grandson showed up at my doorstep with a bag, looking like he'd just had the stuffing knocked out of him. He lives 2 states away and traveled by bus to get here. Why? Because my daughter decided that the best way to handle him coming out to her was to toss him out into the cold. I am so angry with her that I don't want to type out things that I will one day regret, but Jesus, I thought I raised her better than that. My grandson is currently sleeping in his new bedroom and I'm at a bit of a loss as to how to proceed. The poor child has just had his entire life turned upside down. But what do I say and do to make this right for him? He doesn't want to go back. My daughter doesn't want him back. I'm absolutely fine with having him stay with me, but there's a lot that needs doing. More importantly, what channels would I need to go through to make sure that my daughter gets her just desserts? I love her, and I'll likely always love her, but I raised them all to be accountable for their actions, and nobody hurts my grandbabies. OP then added an edit. I appreciate all the help and assistance that has been offered, and I've spoken with my lawyer. I've been advised not to speak about legal matters until we have the situation handled. Financially, I've done very well for myself and can provide everything that my grandson wants and needs without causing myself financial difficulty. For these reasons, I would humbly request that most people stop messaging me with advice and offers of aid at this time. I'm extremely grateful, and I'm so touched by the show of love and support from complete strangers. But it is becoming very overwhelming on my end. When things get settled, I will update you all on the outcome. Thank you again for your love, support, and advice. My grandson is in therapy and has been enrolled at school. He's been placed in my custody while CPS proceeds. My lawyer is handling all necessary paperwork and believes that we have absolutely nothing to worry about. Our caseworker has echoed this. I will not be discussing legal matters further. My daughter is facing criminal charges for her action. Child abandonment is a very serious crime. Her actions reflect very poorly on her as a whole. Upon realizing that her income was being cut off and that she had committed a fair number of crimes, she instantly began to plead that she hadn't meant to and that it had been a heat-of-the-moment decision that she regretted. Considering that she's already thrown out all of my grandson's clothing and worldly possessions, this defense did not hold up to scrutiny. My grandson is as well as he can be expected. He's made friends in the form of my neighbor's kids. They're around his age. We've redecorated his room, and he had a good time being allowed to pick out his own furniture and paint. He's gotten a PlayStation 4, which has become his escape. He personally has made the choice to not join a group, and I won't force him to do so. We're talking about getting a puppy as he loves dogs, but his mother never allowed him one. We are all doing well. Thank you all again for your support when this began. My grandson is doing well. He's made a few friends in the neighborhood and he has bonded with his pup quite nicely. The two are almost inseparable save for when he's in school. He has begun meeting with a counselor that offers online sessions. My daughter has been granted a plea deal which she has accepted to avoid the full extent of what the courts could have otherwise given her. I'm told by my lawyer that this is a common occurrence in such situations in order to expedite proceedings so as to best see the child's needs. The charges against my daughter were dropped in accordance with this deal, and she has been stripped of her parental rights. Due to much of what came to light during the proceedings, a restraining order was granted to keep her away from my grandson, at least until he reaches his majority. We are moving forward with life. Now that court and other proceedings are winding down, I'm once more considering moving. Even with my grandson here, the house is just too big for us, and the weather isn't as kind to my bones as it was when I was younger. My grandson is open to the idea and views it as a fresh start. This situation has allowed me to glean things about my family that I find very useful. The relatives that sided with my daughter and told her that it was her right to do as she did as a God-fearing woman have been struck from my phone book. Unfortunately, I count another of my children in this list. Those who took my grandson's side, note this is very much his side and not my side, have shown themselves to be the good people that I knew them to be. The wheat has separated itself from the chaff. I do believe that this will be my last post here, as there is not much more to add, but I just wanted this lovely community to know that we will be okay. So guys, what did you think about this? Please let me know in the comments down below. I for one am so grateful that the grandma, aka OP, was there for her grandson. Honestly, stories like this are so wholesome and it fills my heart with joy. I've posted some pretty terrible grandparent stories in the past, but I'm so glad that OP here was such an amazing, wonderful human being to support her grandson. I honestly can't believe what he's going through. Like, I literally cannot imagine all of the horrible things that he had to go through. I do hope that they're able to get therapy and that they're able to move on. I wish them the best and I'm sending them all of the love and happiness that I can. Anyways, again, what did you guys think of the story? If you liked it, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories from Reddit with updates.